I'm Jake Shields. I'm in the ring with the Canadian cornerman, Callum McGregor.
Hi, I'm Callum McGregor. Welcome to the first ever edition of the Canadian Cornerman. Recently I got a chance to catch up with Jake Shields at the Fight Boutique in Aurora, Ontario. I had a chance to ask him about his upcoming title shot against GSP at UFC 129 in Toronto. I also had a chance to ask him about anything that's going on in MMA today. Hi, I'm Callum McGregor, the Canadian Cornerman. I'm here with UFC welterweight #1 contender Jake Shields. How you doing, Jake?
Good, man.
So I understand you had a little bit of an issue trying to get into Ontario. Just want to tell us about your experience over the past 24 hours.
Oh, it was just, my passport was a little beat up. When I tried flying in, it was actually the people in New York wouldn't let me come in. They said my passport was too beat up, which, I travel all the time, all around the world with it. So I ended up having to buy a airline ticket at a different airline. So don't fly Delta and fly up a different airline. So.
Wow. Well, I'm glad you're here.
Yeah.
So you obviously have the big fight coming up against Canada's pride and glory, Georges St.Pierre. As far as that's concerned, with fans and how they receive you in Ontario, just sort of give me a heads up as to how the fans have been receiving you the past couple days.
Yeah, it's been great. Even though I'm coming here in enemy territory, being the bad guy, I'm still getting treated great everywhere I go. So who knows? Maybe a little different as it gets closer to the fight. But right now, I still got fans out here, even though I'm being the bad guy. So so it's not bad. I like it out here.
You're the nice bad guy. The nice bad guy.
Exactly.
Okay, so as far as your matchup with Georges St.Pierre, we talk about two sides of it. As far as your stand-up, it's been put in question over the past. But I was just curious with regards to Georges St.Pierre's, he put on a boxing seminar with Josh Koscheck in Montreal. So I'm curious how you're going to counteract his stand-up game.
I've just been doing a lot of boxing as well. People always say they're going to get me in the stand-up, but it's not too often I get hit out there. So I always find a way to deal with it. So.
Most definitely, most definitely. Now that being said, Georges St.Pierre is known to be a dominant wrestler. However, people underestimate your talents on the ground. Some people, UFC fans, they don't know about Jake Shields enough. Well, you're a black belt jiu-jitsu in Gracie Jiu-Jitsu, and you're a two-time collegiate wrestler.
Yeah.
So that being said, how do you think you match up with George on the ground?
I think he match up great. He's got great ground. I don't want to take anything from his ground, but I just think my jiu-jitsu's level above his. He's I've been a lot more jiu-jitsu tournaments and high-level grappling. I'm going to go out there and just bring the pace to him, and hunt for submission after submission. So it should be a great fight. I know I'm excited.
Definitely, you create a very interesting situation for George. I don't think he's basically had to deal with somebody who's so active as you are on the ground, from the bottom or the top. So I think he does have his work cut out for him, most definitely. Yeah. Another fight that I've always been interested in seeing was you against the prodigy BJ Penn. How do you feel? That's a fight there's a good chance that's going to happen in the future. And how do you feel you would match up against BJ?
I think I'd match up great with him. He's someone I've wanted to fight for years. We were supposed to fight, I think about 5 years ago, the winner of the Rumble in the Rock tournament was supposed to fight BJ Penn. That was part of my contract. But then BJ Penn signed with the UFC, which wasn't a bad thing in his part. Yeah. It's not like he was running away, but just the fight I was supposed to have fell through. So it just could be if I beat GSP and he beats Fitch, that'll probably be the next logical fight and one I've wanted for years.
Well, yeah, as a hardcore fan, that's a fight I've wanted to see for a very long time. Also, just curious as to how the training camp's going, how the weight cut's going, because that was sort of an issue before. Just sort of enlighten me on that.
I'm in great shape, and the weight's completely in order. Last time it was I was fighting up a weight. That's why I had a problem with it from when I fought Henderson. Yep. So I came down in short notice, and now no issues with the weight now. So it should be an easy cut. So it's still never easy, but much easier than before.
Much easier than before.
And training camp's going great. For 3 months out, it's the best I've ever felt for a fight. So I'm just hoping, hopefully I'll stay healthy and everything will be fine between now and then.
Perfect. So now I'm going to throw a couple fights out your way. Just give me sort of a short answer as to what you think about these fights. First, we're going to go with Diaz against Cyborg. That's happening tonight on Strikeforce.
It's an action-packed fight. I see Diaz finished him either with a submission or a TKO. Diaz's pace is just too high, I think, for Cyborg.
Excellent, excellent. Another fight I'm very interested in is Lyoto Machida against Randy Couture. How do you think the legend fares against the former champ?
Yeah, it's an interesting fight. It's Machida's. His karate is just so effective. But Randy, I'd have to pick Machida, but Randy's just a guy you can't count out. Every time he's counted out, that's when he comes out and wins and shocks people. So
never counted.
It should be a good fight. He might be able to, if he can get the clinch and force Machida to the cage, take him down, might be able to ground and pound him. So.
Excellent. Now, you've also been in grappling tournaments with John Fitch before.
Yeah.
I'm curious, how do you think him and BJ Penn match up, and who's going to come out on top of that one?
I think that's a close fight. I think BJ can finish him if you can knock him out early on. But I think the later it goes, I think Fitch's conditioning and just I think he'll be able to grind out and pull out a decision.
Excellent, excellent. Also, the past event that just happened out in Texas, I want to know if you got a chance to see Mark Hominick against George Roop.
Unfortunately, I didn't. I wanted to see that fight. I've been hearing a lot about Mark Hominick, but I've only watched him fight once or twice. I'm actually planning on going home and looking up some fights because I know he's fighting Jose Aldo, who's out one of the best. And but I keep hearing great things about Hominick as well. So
yeah, it's 78% I think was his punching in that fight, and I think he threw 10 shots, which was he's on a list for a record. So yeah, definitely going to be a good tilt there. You've been in MMA for a number of years. Yeah. You've been one of those guys who's struggled from the bottom and built your way up and all the way to the top. Like it wasn't a quick rise to fame. You've been here working hard. Yeah. What is it like to finally be on the main stage in front of 40,000 people? What's that going to be like for you?
It's nice. Like I said, I've been in this sport for 11 years now, fighting in Indian casinos, a couple hundred people, and just slowly working my way up, into the leagues in Japan, and to finally be the biggest stage, the main event, probably the biggest card of all time. It's nice, finally getting to do, and when we win this one, then there's no denying what I've accomplished. So
most definitely. All right, sir. That's Jake Shields. I'm Callum McGregor, the Canadian Cornerman. Don't forget to keep your hands up.
Jake Shields, and I'm in. This is a tongue twister. This is like a tricky.
Okay, let's.
I'm in the corner with Canadian.
3, 2.
I'm Jake Shields. I'm with the Canadian. I'm messing up now.
It's okay. It's okay. Everybody's watching. Everybody turn around.
Cut.